And welcome everybody to the Natural Ones. We're very happy to see you here. We are here on. I can't remember. I shouldn't say episode numbers because I don't remember where we're on.
This will be episode 7, I think.
I believe you are correct.
I gotta look at the numbers all day.
Very excited. We've just kind of taken an extra little week off today. Recently, so get a little bit of a revitalization, and we're back to bring you more of our story. The Mountain Dews have recently returned from the Tower of Blight, a sort of harrowing journey through a multi-level, never-ending tower of pain, pretty much, and releasing the Great Arcanist Kalenth, a sort of an endeavor that they weren't entirely looking to do. But they did rescue their charge Gornal from that tower, and having since returned home, they have kind of tried to readjust to the new framework of what their future is. They've learned some mysteries of the world of Lorethia that have kind of propelled them into what do we do now, and having a sort of semi-illuminating conversation with the Mirrorstone that powers their entire mansion. They are now kind of making their first steps into their new lives of I mean like their new future. So, starting us off, we will pick up right after you guys have talked to the Transmutation Stone. Liam and Philip, you have made your way to the mirror to currently the idea is having giving up his arm to the Necromancy Mirrorstone at the bottom of the Tower of Blight. We are currently looking for a way to supplement that for dear Philip, and you are at the mirror now.
Make a connection, part the fog. I'd like to speak to Thaddeus Brog.
I produced some cheese for the Mouseling.
I produce cheese. Is that one of your cantrips?
Yeah, it's the only cantrip. It's the only cantrip I get as a paladin. Produce cheese. Can we actually? No. Can we please actually put?
Yeah,
that in
sure.
Book?
I'll make a conjuration spell specifically called produce cheese.
Produce cheese. Like, there's nothing special about this cheese. You can't really use it to curry favor.
And it's not like you're creating cheese. You're producing cheese. You're
curdy favor? Is that anything?
If there's any cheese within like a 50-foot radius, it takes a bit of it.
Yeah.
And teleports it to my hand.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
The great cheese power.
Yes.
Yeah. When you find the cheese mirrorstone, that's going to be.
We'll call it from Mage Hand. Fromage hand. But like I don't know what to hit the pronunciation on. The joke is that it's fromage,
mage hand,
but it contains mage hand. Yeah.
It would work better on Tumblr.
As you
Tumblr comment.
Right.
It's a better text joke than it is a verbal joke.
Well, because verbal you have to have a pronunciation.
Yeah. Thank God this is purely an audio-visual show.
So you produce cheese, and it is accepted greatly as the mirror starts to begin its fade into producing the image of what you can see around him is sort of a workshop, much like your own. Semi-rudimentary, but it has a lot of the working parts that you would need. Pardon me. A lot of the working parts you would need. And Thaddeus Brog, you do see him. He's got goggles down currently. He's got like a blowtorch, and he's welding something currently as you're calling, and looks to you.
Hello.
Hi.
I first of all, hope you're well. I was wondering if I could hire you for your services. I've got a project that you have a certain expertise in, and
Yeah. Well, we're just gonna skip Pat. He's like sort of motioning to the entirety of the image of you that he's seeing. He's like, we're gonna skip past this for now. Well, yeah, I as I said when we parted ways, I'm happy to do something if I can. I mean, currently, are you? Where are you?
that's, I mean, several places. Right now, we are... I mean, travel's not an issue. It's likely we'd be able to get to you, depending on where you're at. I think currently we're in the wastes, right?
We're in the maledicted wastes.
Yeah.
We're in the maledicted wastes currently. But if you're anywhere near Sisted or... what are the mountains called?
Ulankar or
Ulankar. We'd be able to get to you pretty easily.
Well, I'm about as far away from any of those places as you could be. I'm currently in Maruvia.
Maruvia.
Which is the capital.
Where's Maruvia?
Capital of Lenistad.
Okay.
Ooh, that's on the same continent.
It's on the same continent, but it's literally the other end of the continent. It's like it's straight diagonal from you guys.
It's also incredibly ironic considering he was trying to get away from the Crimson Dawn.
Never said he was trying to get away.
Well, they were trying to take his shit.
Maybe
It's just funny to me that he wound up in Lenistad, that's all. Because that's where the arm ended up going.
But after, he says, well, I mean, I guess it sort of depends on what you would actually need me for.
Sure.
I mean, you're fairly competent yourself, right? I mean, I saw what you've built, and so fabrication-wise, I don't think that you should distrust your own ability.
It's true, and I have we shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, I figured at least in like terms of design, it would be nice to be able to talk to you a bit, chat things through. Can he see Phil? If Philip walks in camera, can he see him, or is it just me?
So far, it's been just a one-on-one
Technically,
right?
yeah. So far, it's like whoever's interacting with the mirror is the one who has the connection.
So I've just been awkwardly standing there, shuffling my feet. So,
Philip, you probably remember Philip. On our adventures, he lost an arm. There's not a delicate way for me to say this. He lost an arm, and I was hoping to make him a prosthetic.
You decided to call the arm specialist.
Yeah. I'd have been remiss not reaching out.
Is he an armorer? Is he an armorer?
He's an arms dealer.
Great.
He says, well, it's too bad. But, yes. I mean, as you know, that schematic is most likely, by this point, made it to market. So if you wanted to get one that functioned as a regular arm, that would be the place to go. Put some connections through your guild, and you'd find one. But something tells me that's not what you would call me about.
No, we've been throwing around some ideas to add a little extra functionality to it, to help on some of our more reckless adventuring, I suppose you could call it.
Okay.
One of the ideas we had, and we haven't really cemented a lot of this out, but something like adding some sort of basically like attached chain retractable function to the hand, so it could be like thrown out. I was thinking some sort of like simple like clasp mechanism while it was detached, just so it could snap shut while it isn't hooked up, and then be reeled back in for like grabbing things or ledges or people. Might be a useful thing.
Something like that. I don't know if I've not thought about it, but certainly not within an arm. It would take a little bit of mechanical reworking. The casement for the arm would have to be extremely durable. You're talking about, if it's anything, even steel would eventually break or succumb to detachment. You're going to need something that can be a full one-piece chassis. I'll have to play around with it in the design, but I gotta tell you right now, in my experience, doing something like that's going to have a lot of wear and tear, your best bet's going to be mithril.
Sure.
If you can make it out of that, you could make it lightweight enough to not impede and durable enough to withstand a constant use. And in terms of, you're probably not going to want a chain. Chain's gonna, it's not going to link up correctly.
So you're thinking cable?
Good, yeah. Some sort of a carbon fiber steel cable. And the only ones I know in production at any sort of, for airships. So if you were to maybe procure some through that, you could definitely get that done. The rest of the mechanism is fine. Yeah, that's simple enough. So, truth be told, you throw some gold my way, I can make some schematics, and it just goes to you. Just don't use them don't sell them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should be able to do that, no problem.
Okay. Awesome. What's your price?
Well, I'm gonna have to see about the actual. Once it's detached, how it's going to be able to open and close even once is going to be a little tricky. So, probably I'd put it at the most 3 days to draw a schematic up and to courier it. You said you're where?
Yeah.
Either way, you're looking at about Sestead, you're looking at about a 5-day courier service. I could probably get it to you that quick.
Right. Right. And that's probably going to be easier than... Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. So I can get payments sent your way, because you should have that before you send anything my way.
You guys are... trustworthy is probably a too strong a word, but you guys are at least reliable. Call it 500, and we're good.
All right. Sounds good.
Most likely, the size... also, if you can spend your time trying to get your materials, you might just be able to... you can get... you're probably looking at about 20,000 worth of mithril.
Yeah.
Just to make this. Depending on how long you want to make it. 25, 30 feet of steel cable is going to be roughly 1,000. My experience. Now, here comes the hard part. You're only going to find mithril in 2 places. You're only going to find it in the western reaches of Rakia or in the southern coasts of Jortenia. So...
Right. We've got a few contacts with a couple mining companies and such. Might be able to see what I can do there.
Yep. No problem.
Yeah. Appreciate the help.
I'll finish my work here today and I'll get started on it.
Sounds good.
All the best, I guess.
As well.
Yep. How do you How do you? And then.
Oh.
Yeah.
I am here. I'm not a cat.
Nameless comes out as a cat.
Oh, I'd love for you to call somebody and then wild shape into a cat. Just be like, oh, sorry.
I'm here.
I guess we could just use Panther, but like, he's just like, sorry, I think my kid turned on a filter or something on the mirror.
It's me.
The mouseling inside is freaking out.
It's like, please no.
Yeah.
All right. How are you feeling, Philip?
Well, it depends on how the conversation went, I guess.
Right, you only heard half.
It seemed
Yeah,
like
so
it seemed like he
he's-
wasn't upset with us necessarily.
Yeah, he seems chill, I think, and work is good. Having work is good for anyone. He said it'll take him about 3 or 4 days to put together a schematic for something that'll fit some of the requirements we talked about, and then probably 5 days to send it to Sisted, which seems like the best bet.
Yeah, unless we could go to him, it seems like the easiest way to pick it up.
Yeah.
As far as getting materials, what sort of stuff do you think?
We'll need steel cabling, which you should be able to get anywhere they do repairs on airships or wherever they produce that sort of thing for them, which that's one of the places we might not be able to get to as easily via house. And then mithril.
I guess we could see where. I guess we could see how our airship captain friend is doing.
Yeah.
Maybe she's somewhere in the area. I don't know. Did they take? Airships haven't made their way to Sisted yet, have they? I know Korhal was going to be in airship space, but are they mostly still Provasia? They have them in. They had them in Jortedia.
Right.
Yeah.
So you haven't noticed them
In Sisted.
All right.
Man, well, that's the most accessible city. They definitely wouldn't have them in Rekia because they'd have to land the airships inside mountains. So those are the two major cities that we have like a quick trip to. Verona and I guess Gleisling and Dite are the closest ones that we know of.
I can journey relatively quickly, solo with Pangolin. Obviously, it'd take days still for me to get from Sisted down to Ovasia,
Yeah.
but it'd be quicker alone with me and Pangolin than
I wonder if any of
simply
the
because Pangolin doesn't eat.
I wonder if any of the parts might be made somewhere else though.
It's possible. I think Reiki is probably our best bet for manufacturing, at least to ask about it.
That's
And
fair.
we're going to want to go there to ask about mithril as well, huh?
Well, I wanted to make a trip there anyways.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to introduce you to somebody anyways.
Alright.
I thought it'd be interesting, might be helpful.
I want to stop at Sisted first just to quickly send, wire the money.
Sure.
And then I'm down to head to
Let's roleplay.
Reiki for that.
Let's roleplay waiting in a bank line for a half hour.
Yeah, we could probably skip that part. Huh? Are we gonna be interrupted by a bank robbery?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Unless there's gonna be a bank robbery. In that case, I'd love to play that.
Well, the
But-
twist is you guys are the robbers.
I just wanted to send money. How did this
I
happen?
wanted to give you money.
Yeah, can we? Do you have your ID on you? Yeah, sure. It's right here. You pull out the palm pistol.
Oh,
I don't know how this happened. Put it in the bag. I'm sorry.
Take my money. All right. So I will say, if that's what you plan to do, Liam, it's gonna take you a little bit of time today, but what you find is there are airships in Sisted currently. So kind of like wiring the money to, wiring the money to Thaddeus is not too difficult. Getting the location and everything from him at the end of the call and sort of like
Just a long
sending
wire,
him-
just hook the bag of money.
Yeah, is simple enough. But what you find is that as you're kind of like shopping around for that kind of stuff, you can actually find the spool you need. Again, it's 1,000 gold, so as long as you're cool paying that, like, you can get a spool of like 100 feet of carbon fiber wire.
Wow.
That'll probably give us some wiggle room. Unless we're gonna just full on. How far can you throw your fist? I mean, you don't know yet.
I mean, like, the casing is probably like he said, the casing will probably only take like a max of 30.
So then we'll just have 70 feet of carbon fire cable that we can use for something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll learn.
Or if that gets cut, or, you know, if that
danger
gets broke,
ploy.
you know, because that can still be
You can
broken.
You can do nunchuck hammers
Yeah. Finally, honestly.
with 70 feet of cable.
All right. Nameless Lolly, was there anything either of you were hoping to do with the rest of your day?
I wanted to go to the college.
Okay. It's a short little hop skip through the city itself. Seems like it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people at the college currently. You get the impression that this is sort of an off day. But are you looking for anything in particular or anyone in particular?
The guy we went to before?
Are you talking about Vital? Are you talking about the turtle?
No, I'm talking about the guy who set Lolly almost punched in the face because he's almost stole the rose. There was
Okay.
somebody who was mean to us, and they're like professor of necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
And Set Lolly was like, I want to know what that is, and then we all got in a fight, and then any of that. No.
I remember
It was
this
a big
event.
deal.
I don't know if you guys ever like asked their name, so
Don't know.
I'll say it takes you the better part of an hour, but you're able to find the room. Like, you're like, yep, this is the one. This is it. I did it.
Got it. I have excellent memory for geography.
Right. This is a man-made structure. This is geometry. This is not geography. Sort of knocking on the. I mean, I guess are you knocking, or are you just gonna open up, or what's
I would just
what's your
open
tactic?
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's your tactic?
Just open it. I don't understand privacy.
Sits there. This sort of. Do you not know?
Oh
No.
my god.
Do you want me to?
I don't know who you are. I am in the middle of something.
Okay. I've met you before. Does that help?
You see 3 birds every day. Does that help? I don't know you.
Okay. Well, I was wondering if you would help me even though you don't know me. I can pay money. I'd have to ask my friends first. But
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
oh no. Why am I looking? It's a 3.
Why am I? Who's going?
Who am I looking?
Just in case.
What is this going to be?
Maybe I'm extra persuasive.
Without missing a beat, just goes right back to writing and says, "Please, if you would like my attention, I do have a schedule, and you may apply to be seen if you are a student."
I'm not a student, so I guess I can just talk to you now then. Because what I need help is I would like help trying. You are one of the more powerful people that I've met at this college. And I don't know a lot of your spells, and I want to learn different types of magic, and you seem really knowledgeable.
Seems as though you already know some magic.
Yeah. I'm pretty powerful sometimes.
Then what can I teach you?
Well, it's kind of like I'm looking to, it's like fire versus fire, just makes one big fire. I want to be the water in the fire and put out the fire. And I feel like I need different ways than what I know, because if I can do something unexpected, the fire can't fight back. And I feel like, death is pretty spooky. Yeah.
Puts his quill down. Gingerly closes the book. Gets from his chair. Steps over to you. And is placing like a hand to your shoulder. Very like gently. Says, if you believe to be the water is your solution, and you believe my business is death, then please exit my office. And as he's like gently pressing against your shoulder to like shuffle you out the door. You apparently do not know what I teach.
I don't. That's why I need a teacher. I don't understand the logic there. I don't understand, so I need someone to make me understand. I never said I understood. Otherwise, I wouldn't need you. I would just, I don't know, use a book. I don't understand anything
There's a
but
novel
my...
idea.
I would prefer to... I learn better by having someone teach me.
You will not leave, will you?
They have said I am stubborn. My friends and people. I don't make friends often. Except for animals. If you have animals, I can be their best friend.
No, I do not. Much too much to clean. All right, if there's no... Sit down. And he goes back behind his chair.
I literally sit down.
At the chair, please.
Sorry, okay.
Now, necromancy is not the study of death. It is the study of biology, of life. And in life we find decay. In necromancy we find a way to stall that decay, to reverse it, and, in some ways, reanimate it. Now, that's not always looked upon friendly, but I am of the belief it does depend on what you use it for. If you wish to not fight fire with fire, but fight fire with water, to use your rudimentary analogy, and you want to use this branch of magic to do so, be very careful. of the 10, necromancy... Of the 10 schools, necromancy is delicate. You do not want to take too much from one to give to the other. You don't want to use too much or abuse what is there. To create a false life is dangerous. It's tenuous. It can lead to a darker path, but through it we can learn. What is it that you would like to learn by using this branch?
Well, originally I thought about it because my friend's arm is gone. And I thought maybe... I don't know. There was something you could do. But then I thought about it more, and of the things that I do know, it's the thing I know the least about. And I thought maybe there would... I need to know more about the thing I know the least about, because I feel like that I can't explain without saying too many things. I just want to know the thing I know the least about.
Well, I have not even seen anything that you can do.
Are you wanting like a show?
Yes.
Okay.
Produce something to me.
Does it matter what I do
Yes.
to you? Good thing I have really good spells prepared for you.
What are you going to...
Okay, well, I guess how exciting my life is gonna be. This could be really good or really bad. I need to just make sure I'm not gonna kill him if I do this.
What the fuck?
I can't... Wait, isn't Druid Grove the one that, like, let you control trees and like...
No, that's Wrath of Nature.
Wrath of Nature, yeah. I was like, that would
I actually could also just be like, can we go outside real quick?
I mean, yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Technically, there's a window. You could see outside.
Just look out the window. Look at this.
Ruins the...
All the trees in the courtyard start killing the students. Oh my god! Stop!
It's like, but look how powerful I am.
Yeah, look how good that is. See, I told you.
I love it!
You can fix that, right?
Me nameless.
You're a necromancer. You can just bring him back to life, right?
Yeah, what's up, Chelsea?
Okay. I think then what I'm going to do, it doesn't look like I'm going to kill him if I do this. So I'm going to cast Flesh to Stone upon him.
Okay.
It doesn't look like I'm going to kill him. And
Well,
then I
you
can
said it.
unconcentrate.
No, alright. He's got to make a
Constitution saving throw.
And your DC is 17?
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Yeah, 16.
16.
I remember when my DC was 17.
And now it's 16. It was 17, now it is 16. Thanks to that goddamn card. Alright. You cast Flesh to Stone. And it's not subtle. Again, it's just this thing where you're like pressing it to him. And as it starts to, and as I recall, one failure just means he starts to turn to stone.
So I was planning on, it says if, from what I've understand, it's going to be really unfortunate if I misunderstood this. I was going to do it until he failed twice because it has to be 3 times. And it says if you maintain your concentration, then it will be turned into stone. So I'm assuming that if I don't maintain my concentration, he would not turn into stone.
Yes, I would say that is correct.
So I was going to do up to 2 failures, and then like as soon as I saw I was about to turn him into stone, stop.
So, okay, so it just means that, like, if it fails 3 times, it is turned to stone, but then you could lose concentration, and then they wouldn't be stone anymore. But if you held your concentration for the entire minute, they do turn to stone.
Forever?
Forever.
Okay, I don't want that.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, he'd still have to fail 3 more times. So you know that the spell is taking effect. You can start to see... As he sort of like reacts to it, you can see that it's starting to take hold. Like his body is starting to stiffen, as like very very minorly, his flesh begins and his hand starts to turn to like an actual stonework, right? That is quite enough. Thank you.
Okay.
And it just crumbles away.
Ta-da. I feel so nervous.
When can you begin?
You're gonna teach me? I can begin... Oh. I would assume now, but we might be going places, but I can be here. Hopefully. When would you like me to start?
You seem to have already advanced in certain studies by yourself. And
I had a good teacher.
well, now you will be training with the best.
Okay.
Our new semester does not start until... Well, let me check the...
Let me check the calendar.
Legit, though.
Just that you just at least through a calendar on the wall, it's just pictures of shirtless necromancers.
They're all just skin and bones.
Like it's nothing funny. I'm supporting colleagues.
If you were a fireman, you would buy their calendars too.
I like that you said if you were a fireman. Like all the firemen are just like gotta get those necromancy calendars.
Well, no, the fireman calendars, like they would do.
No, I know, but you said if you were a fireman.
Yeah,
as
like if you
yes.
know, like.
The point is, it's for charity. You could just say it's whatever, and we'd believe you. Real.
Given the day, our new semester does not begin for another 3 weeks. Currently, we just started holiday.
That explains why no one's here. Okay, I can be here in 3 weeks.
Is that all?
What is your name? I didn't ask.
You will call me Professor Peritol.
I like the alliteration there. Okay, thank you. Is it a big class or just like you and me?
He just begins to go back to writing.
Okay. I do well in groups. But I'll see you in 3 weeks.
Do you not like a challenge?
Well, that's why I'm here.
Then, if it's a group, will that be a problem?
Not for me. And I will leave.
Very nice, very nice. You head back to the mansion then. Lolly, was there anything? Nothing. Is there anything you would like to do though? Like not that it has to be chiefly anything, but
No, let's just say I'm writing lists on what I think needs to be done moving forward.
gotcha. Sort of working on a plan.
Yeah.
Very nice. If nobody else has any other thing to do, you guys would basically call it a night there. More to say that, like, a lot of what you're still going to have to do is going to take a little bit of planning and a little bit of thought. So some of this is going to take you the night, as well as Liam, some of the stuff that you had to work out, getting the fiber and, all these things have taken some time.
I added the cable to my equipment, and I took out both the 1,000 and 500 for those
For the
things.
Thaddeus
So
and the
that's all-
cable. Good.
Yeah, that's all settled.
Thank you. All right. If there's nothing else for the evening,
I'm ready to do the Reiki stuff whenever. If that should be after the rest, I can do it after the rest. Either way, it's fine.
well, we could do it now for sure. I mean, it could be the same day. I just mean to say that's what I mean. Is like if you would, you're hoping to talk to the Hellpikes, correct?
Yeah, I wanted to take Liam to meet Hellpike.
Should be possible. Yeah. Walking through the this chair sometimes. Walking through the mystical door to go forward into Ulankar, you find yourself in the big underneath city with the giant mushroom chandelier that lights the entire city. The different mine cart tracks that sort of snake through it all. You see the distant lights of the farthest reaches of the cavern below, much farther below the Five Rings. And going to the Hellpikes is very easy. You understand the route there. It was they kind of have this hole-in-the-wall shop, very simple design. And as you step in, you see the same sort of gray-haired. This time it's sort of like pulled into a bun at the back of the head, but it's sort of like a receding hairline. And a nice sort of kept beard, almost in the way where it's just sort of like it's just free of any excessive decoration, and it seems to be kind of like clean cut to protect itself at the workstation, and currently operating their laser pointed drill, kind of like etching on a I believe they're like etching on a sword as you step into the shop.
I'm gonna point at that, and well, I guess yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that's actually what I wanted to show you. It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Do you know what? I probably not.
I don't know anything about that. These are the guys. This is the guy that made my pick.
Right. That's beautiful. I need to. I'm getting a vibe off of this guy that if I sit here and just shout questions at him, he will get irritated. But I do need answers, so...
He's a man of few words. Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a little bit of a closer look at this thing.
As you try to step beyond there's like a front desk. It's kind of like a railway building too. It's like it's very narrow, but it's longer. And as you try to like step a little bit closer to like beyond, even just like a half step beyond the desk, the drill turns off, and he looks directly at you and says, "Right there's fine."
Yeah, you're right.
And he take
Hello.
this dwarf, kind of like looking up at you, takes a few steps to the front desk.
What powers that, if I could ask? I'm just a little curious. Right. A few words my friend told me. Okay. I'll let him do what he needed to come here for, and I'll just, ogle your equipment from afar. No worries.
What's your...
You like show off your eye a little bit, just like you just flip the eye patch so you can like see like
as you're trying to like talk to him, Liam, and you're kind of like nervously looking. You do see him do this to you. Like you do see his eyes just drift from your face to your hammers to your face and then to Philip.
Yeah, this is the guy I told you about. This is the hammer guy. I'm sure you remember the pick I bought a couple months ago.
Cobalt, Keen.
Yeah. We wound up in a pretty deep mess. That pick, honestly, is the only reason why we made it out alive. Unfortunately, I lost it as well as the arm. We're working on a solution for the arm problem. I was wondering, I'm gonna need a new weapon to use with it, and I'd like to use one of yours again.
You gonna lose this too?
Well, not if the arm does its job.
And it will.
The arm you lost.
The arm I gave up.
What are you looking for?
Well, I kind of wanted to ask you if there's any particular material or anything you've been wanting to make that maybe I could try to help fund the creation of.
Sort of very slightly leans forward.
I loved what you did with the Cobalt Keen pick, and I'd be happy with another one of those, but...
And then looks again. And again, Liam, you clock this, is that he doesn't look at you first, he looks to the hammers and then looks at you, and then looks back to Philip.
I was just thinking. I'd like to buy the kind of weapon that you would be proud to wield.
Okay. He sort of like turns waits and then looks back to you and he says, "You're a Fretterfuller?"
Yeah, I'm Philip Fretterfuller.
He looks to you, Liam, and he says, "And you're a Pavarish?"
Oh. He's not a Pavarish. Wait. Are his hammers of Pavarish make?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Hammerfist. Liam Hammerfist. I wasn't aware. These were my father's and my granddad's hammers. I didn't know where they came from before that.
Mm.
If they're a Pavarish make, that's... We've been trying to rebuild the Pavarish house.
Won't make no difference. Just a question.
Liam, we should ask your family if they know where the hammers came from. It might help us find more.
Yeah.
They're good tools. And as he turns back around, walks past the drill machine, he says, he without looking back, he just points to it and he says, "Lodestone," and moves to the far back, kind of like digging through some stuff. Pulls out this long sort of parchment.
Man, I could have made myself a laser eye, huh? All right.
Maybe. I mean, that would be unfair to Lolly, but yeah.
It would be. Listen, I've offered.
He holds the parchment together on his workbench. He says, "You want to make something?"
Yeah.
Heard of you, Fretterfuller.
I
came into a family that don't have a lot of friends. This world is not going to bend to kindness.
Well, it all has a cost, right? Any positive change, it has a cost. I'm not expecting to avoid the cost.
You got your friend there too.
Yeah.
And with those, we can finally try.
Yeah, okay, I'm picking this up.
Alright. And he sort of lays... As he rolls out the parchment, you see a schema for a weapon. And it is a war pick. It's sort of like... but it does have a pointed edge at the very top of it. Its dating is about 600 years. And in the bottom right corner, do either of you read Dwarvish?
I don't. Not until I
No,
get
no.
a belt of dwarven kind.
But you said no?
No.
Okay. There are some, writings in the bottom right corner there.
How close is the written language to Gnomish?
Does it seem to? Does it have any recognizable family crests or anything on it? Like, is this? It's notably Hellpike.
Hellpike,
Cool.
yeah. Notably Hellpike. Is this... This is as close a recreation as we're ever going to get.
Oh.
They study for years to try to copy it. Material itself is unique. I only ever seen it one place. And it ain't a place I can really get back to. There's a mine in the southern reaches of Jortenia. Carries this metal inside. It's deep. Through the Underdark. And it makes a fine weapon.
Is the mine currently being operated, or is this?
I doubt he would leave it. Whoever owns it. There's much more than just this there. But like I said, it's through the Underdark. Infernal steel. You bring me that. I can give you this.
Brog said that there was mithril in the south of Jortenia as well. Yes.
Mithril was it south of Jortenia? Okay.
Western Rakia and southern Jortenia.
If we're going to go through the Underdark, I may need a weapon to defend myself and an arm to wield that weapon before we go. I also don't know how much time we have to wait. I don't suppose you would know if this is attached to any of the clans.
The mine?
This mine, yeah.
Give me one guess.
Rubicon.
They're the only ones who have deals with the Dwargar.
So if we're getting in, we're probably not getting in with their blessing. At least
Not
I
without
will.
owing something.
They're
Like I
not
said,
going.
I've only been there once.
Well, it sounds like we'll need a plan. How much would I know of the Underdark, outside of it just being like a scary place?
Not a lot, honestly.
That's fair.
Anytime Frank and Ellie would ever talk about it, it was very, very.
Like, I'm sure it's something that's in a lot of fairy tales and stuff.
It's a much more like boogeyman kind of storytelling. It's very real. They like nobody's talking about it as if it doesn't exist, but everybody's talking about it as if just don't go.
Yeah.
I can talk to Nerith, see if he's willing to talk about it at all, see if he knows more. Both as an artificer and a drow.
Something that would be helpful.
Yeah.
We also might want to try and see if we can get a ticket in as somebody else's entourage or under somebody else's name. I have the feeling the Rubicon aren't going to... Well, they tried to make us die before.
Yeah.
If they sabotage us going into the Hells, they'll sabotage us going into the Underdark.
I mean, that's one way in. Maybe if they think letting us in will get us killed, they'll let us in. Of course, it runs the risk of getting us killed, but...
We'll do it. Well, I'll do it. I'm not going to speak for anybody else.
We'll do it.
We'll do it.
He rolls up the schema and sort of like walks back, puts it away, and then you see him like press on like this flush wall. And you've only seen this one other time, Liam, in the halls of the artificers. But he like presses into the wall and like a whole drawer just seamlessly slides out. And he takes out a pick. He says, "This will do you for now."
I'll attach it to my belt loop with my left hand.
Just know that's a rental.
I'll bring it back in one piece. If not, I'll pay double the price. I'm not planning on losing my arm again.
If not, I will never see it again.
Oh. Noted.
Just, it should come in handy. Well, he looks to you one more time, Liam. We'll need those.
We'll have them.
Turns back around. Puts his goggles on.
I leave. 10 seconds later, I come back in, grab Liam by the back of the shirt, pull him out.
Oh, no! So how did you get it to up?
Alright.
So, making your way back to the mansion.
Well, now I'm thinking, like...
Oh, sorry.
I'm thinking... I think we'll need...
The arm to get
I'm gonna need an arm to use this. I'm thinking...
We should shop around here, see what we can get, if we can get mithril here.
I think we check in with the Thorgals and see if there are any mithril mining operations currently going on. Maybe I can lend him a hand, cut a bit of a deal.
Alright.
Yeah. That's the general thing, is I just want to see, like, what is mithril looking like around here? Is there any...
Definitely not in Ulankar. Their main export is west, and it is through the Rovak. No, sorry, not the Rovak. Not the Rovak. Just 1 second. I believe it's the Aquilum. I just have to double check that.
The Aquilum are in charge of that one?
Yes, the Aquilum.
That was our relationship with them.
They don't hate us. They're not,
Hey!
They're kind of, agnostic. Actually, let me check one thing. Actually, depending on their house connections...
Just even the attempt to get into the Aquilum headquarters is sort of like, hey, we recognize you as a Front folder, but this will take some time. We're currently in the middle of... they're currently in the middle of a lot of different projects, so they don't really have time. Mm-hmm. And a requisition like what you're asking for, they're like, most of that operation is out west, and anything that comes here to Ulankar is immediately distributed to the families that have been waiting for it. So there's kind of a backlog, but it is also one of those things where it's like, if you went out west, you might be able to get something hot off the press if you paid well enough.
Okay.
So, back to the mansion for the evening. You all find rest as you begin thinking, plotting, sort of planning your next moves. During the night, Sidlali, you find rest eventually, and after a time, you begin to dream. The warm heat grazes your neck as you open your eyes to a rising sun. You sit atop the highest point of Mount Zion, the open palm of Dolorah. The sands churn and wave with a familiar scent, the calmness before a storm. As you sit calm and collected, processing, the open palm grasps you tightly, constricting you. You fight against it, but it gives no reprieve. It is constricted you. The stone hand holds you in front of her face, stern and vicious, pointed at you. And the voice rumbles from within. You disappoint me, child. Her voice. Were you not my beloved, plucked from your kind to give beauty to all? How could I love a creature so selfish and cruel as you? And the hand drops you into a blanket of night. You feel the sand beneath your feet as you hit the ground. The stench of a cold death. You know this pit. Suddenly, from above, the floor is beset upon by hundreds, thousands of serpents. Various sizes, various breeds. Falling, suffocating you. You try and try to claw your way through the mountains of bodies hitting you, as the form of Dolorah shifts to the visage of your mother, High Priestess, smiling down at you, proud. And as they overtake you, you're left only with darkness and pain as you shift into the malignant form of a giant snake, encapsulating the world, constricting it, its eyes a glowing ember, and you wake in a sweat. It was a dream. A horrifying dream. And instinctually, your guard hits. Out of your periphery, you turn, and Panther sits at your bedside. He says, "You want to go for a walk?"
That would be nice.
He takes you to the courtyard. I had a dream. It's a terrible dream. Nameless. Plastered to a tree. Tree's barred. and bloodletting. Staining the ground. And I saw who I really used to be. Drinking from that fountain. I could feel it. This is not an idle dream. This is no nightmare. It's an attack. I know what hunts you, as it hunts me. I feel it. It's here. It's on this plane. And as he sort of says this to you, in your gut, in your heart, in the feeling that Dol-Ra has taught you to kind of encompass, he's right. It's here. It's somewhere. But it's here.
I think one of the ways to fight it is to remember who we are now. Because it's coming for us. And it thinks it knows our weaknesses. While it's not necessarily wrong, it's not right either.
I can't sit idle. I will bring the fight to them.
I just don't want to go on a wild goose chase until we know where it is specifically. I don't want to leave the rest of them without us.
I'm not thinking of doing it alone.
I don't think we're allowed to ask for help in this case.
Why not?
Because I think it has to be us or them. It's in our souls. And from my understanding of what happened, it either kills me or I kill it. And I know this sounds like my normal, I'm gonna do this by myself spiel. But in this case, I don't think we can ask for help. I do think we have to do this alone, but we also don't have to sit idly by. I just don't want to move prematurely and potentially lose one of our lives.
Well, like you said, it's us or them. I'd rather it be them. And I'll use everything at my disposal to do that. Don't ask for help if you don't want it. I will. I begrudge you nothing. It is good to look out for your fellow. But I don't see a way to win without others. And I don't care about anything else.
Okay.
Okay. I won't tell them about you if you don't want me to.
I may not want their help, but I'm not gonna hide it from them.
Then let us attempt sleep once more. And with that, he goes ahead and goes back inside. As sleep takes you, the night continues on. The night and the day. Let's you guys cross time zones. The night day. That is where we're going to go to break. We will be back here in just a little bit, and this is very fun. This is what I mean. I'm excited. I can't wait to get right back into it. So this will just be a little bit of time to get some water, go to the bathroom, whatever, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
Hi everyone, it's Chelsea from The Natural Ones, and I am so excited to be making this announcement. On March 30th, we will be having our first ever live stream event on this channel. And to make it even more awesome, we're doing it in celebration of Women's History Month. Women are often underrepresented in D&D in the mainstream media, and we wanted to showcase some awesome female players. So, our live stream event will consist of 6 players who all identify as female. Getting this event up and running has been so incredibly inspiring. We had over 75 women from all over the world apply to join us for this event, which I can't even explain how cool and inspiring that was. We then took our top 25 choices and interviewed every single one of them. The decision was a hard one to make, but we feel confident that we've picked 6 players who we feel will bring you an awesome game. We're going to be joined by Jackie, who plays the Lolly on the main campaign, as well as 5 other women. Follow us on social media to be amongst the first to hear who our players are, and don't forget to tune in on March 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to catch the action.
Let grasses grow and waters flow in a free and easy way. But give me enough of the final stuff that's made near Timber Bay. So hide your card from the sapphire heart, they'll confiscate your brew. We'll give them the slip and we'll take a sip of the real old Mountain Dew. I diddly lum diddly lum diddly lum diddly day. I diddly lum diddly lum diddly diddly day. At the foot of the hill there's a mean little still where the smoke curls up to the sky. From the smoke and the smell you can plainly tell there's a puncheon brew nearby. It fills the air with an odour rare that betwixt both me and you. When home you stroll, take a bucket or a bowl of the real old Mountain Dew. I diddly lum diddly lum diddly lum diddly day. I diddly dum diddly lum diddly diddly day. Now learned men who use the pen have wrote your praises high. That sweet poteen from Harrow Green, distilled from wheat and rye. Throw away your pills, it'll cure all ills, be it plague or cold or the blues. Take off your coat and grease your throat with the real old Mountain Dew. I diddly lum diddly lum diddly lum diddly day. I diddly lum diddly lum diddly lum diddly day.
Millennia ago, the 3 sisters Arowai, Mistra, and the Raven Queen ascended to godhood and brought hope and order to the prime material. Through their efforts, the elder gods were chained. The war of devils and demons would no longer cross into the material. The crushing despair of death confined to the Queen's new home, the Shadowfell. The endless sea of creation was held within the Feywild, with Arowai as its overseer. In the end, Mistra gave her own life to join and reshape the Veil, She bound the ley lines that encompass the world and the elemental planes outside them, and in so doing gave the world's magic stability for all. So began the Age of Invention. Technological wonders abound while the races developed and changed. Great sorcerers and wizards shaped new magic, creating the schools and forms we still use today. Rules of equivalence were established to keep the goals of all magic users in balance with the world. The veil is a fluid thing after all, and it is not to be trifled with. Greed and suspicion are powerful distortions, however, and the safety granted by the Sisters' ascension was broken through arrogance and ignorance. The world would know terror and confusion once more. Years pass, the world limped on, and we come to the present. Ancient technology is uncovered, and nations build their foundations upon these past achievements. The world arrives in a new age of invention, but evil is found everywhere, and the question of who to trust is in the waking mind of all. This is not a story of gods or monsters or the trials of humanity, but of the shape of life. Welcome to the Natural Ones.
And it is in this wild expanse that I happen upon a most peculiar thing. Hidden beneath the lee of this stone, hurried a whole spattering of new life. The diminutive rodent frames moving odds and ends from various places, bartering, trading, doing everything in their power to serpentine away from their newly perceived threat, which I will add is most complimentary. To me it was wonderful, this ballet of chaos and intuition, but I couldn't help but feel at odds. How could they come to be? Who placed them within our home, our Dorval? And as the calculus runs wild, an event more powerful than thought happens upon me. One of these creatures stands firm amidst the crazed crowd, brandishing a toothpick-sized sword. It looks to me not with malice, but assuredness. It is ready to die. I'm surprised at the depths of ability within the knight. Our altercation is brief, and as the friendship forms with the mouseling citizens of Graydon, I'm delighted to think it might be the single most important discovery I have ever been privileged to make. From the Journals of Dracarius, Volume 3, 23rd of Elithril.
Eric, if you're getting this letter, it means I failed. It's funny how, as someone who doesn't often have the words to express myself, how many times I wrote and rewrote this letter. I guess I was afraid you think I stopped trying, or that I forgot about you. I didn't, in case you had any doubt. No, I couldn't forget you even if I tried. I saw you everywhere, in the leaves that blew in the wind, in the rain as it fell to clean the earth, in the fires that kept me warm. You were my family, and I will always love you, even in the next life. Please remember that. I'm sorry, Eric. I wanted to make you proud, but I'm still me. Love, Nameless.
Hi, it's been a while. I didn't mean to be away so long, but we got wrapped up in a whole thing with some druids and had to blow up this ancient weapon, and now there's a war, and, well, I'll worry about that. I hope you're well. I'm sure ROI is taking care of you, just as you took care of everyone here. I hope you can hear me. There are so many things I still want to say, but I haven't figured out how to say them yet. How much it meant when you welcomed me into the family. If I were smarter or braver or more confident, I would have the words, but all I have right now are actions. And maybe those actions will help me find the words. And once I do, I'll bring them here. And I'll tell you how your kindness saved me. I can feel myself changing,
becoming what I'm meant to be. I hope you can see it.
Dear Journal, war has begun and I can't help but feel it is my fault. I'm not sure how or if I even could be of any help, so I just feel lost. Not just about this war, but about me. Who am I? What am I doing here? What is my purpose? Do I belong with this family I've come to love? Am I a good mother? So many questions that I just don't have the answers to. I want to tell my friends, but they're all going through things as well, and I don't want to burden them with my problems. Maybe it's time I go out on my own for a bit and do some soul searching. I hope it'll give me the answers I'm so desperately looking for. Dolara, keep me and keep my family safe as we go on these journeys, and I hope that you help me find my way.
Boy, taking a rest.
Aye. It's coming along.
Storm's good. Magic's taken.
Yeah. Just need a breath.
How's your head?
Is how it is. Worried, tired. But I'm breathing. And that's something.
Remember that old song I used to have you sing for me?
Yeah, I know it.
You mind singing it for me now?
Sure da. I'd love to. Listen close to the story I'll tell. It's old as time and we all know it well. You see a boy striking out from his home and he sees the world and he finds that it's cold. We know this path cause we walked it before. It's a winding road like a pattern distorted. The boy heads out hoping he will find glory. Everyone goes to seek their fortune. Everyone goes to seek their fortune. His pulse is hot, that's just how the blood runs. Cause a heart is fire in the chests of the young. March goes on with a reckless abandon. Cause youth has drive and youth has passion. Youth has drive and youth has passion. See through those eyes and you feel the pain. Cause we've seen the world and we found it the same. But we stoke the fire when our youth's running short. Everyone goes to seek their fortune. Everyone goes to seek their fortune. Boy set out seeking glory and fame, but he found a soul and their heart beats the same. His youth is gone, but his fire's restored. Everyone goes to seek their fortune. Everyone goes to seek their fortune. Everyone goes to seek their fortune.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Natural Ones. We're happy to have you here for the second half of our episode tonight. A lot of fun stuff just happened in part one. A lot of cool, fun little tracks getting made. So we're going to come right back into it fiercely. You awake the next morning.
Feeling like P. Diddy. Sorry.
No, you're not. That's fine.
Never apologize.
So smooth, so sweet. The morning light catches into your windows in spattering. It seems the past few days of storms have kind of settled in the maledicted wastes, so it's more of a clear morning. Setlali, you awake to a unfamiliar presence of body. You look to your hands, and the mirror that's in all of your rooms, like you all have sort of like a personal mirror. Dang it, Corey. you don't look the same. You look like yourself, but your nose is more pronounced. Your skin color has faded to more of like a peach rose color, other than its original sort of. And you don't feel as though you have the same connection to your eyes are like a brown instead of its rich sort of hypnotic green and yellow. You look much what you would expect from a human. Liam, and I'll give you a moment to react. There's a couple of things that happened during the morning light. Liam, you get up out of bed, and you kind of wipe the gunk out of your eye. Oh. You put your clothes on, and you go to reach for your hammer, and your hand just phases through. You cannot touch it. You're just intangibly phasing through the stone and the metal of your hammer. There's no stone. I just mean to say, like, the inner working of it. Trying to grab the handle to the door, phases right through the iron handle.
Can I reach through the door itself?
Your hand stops at the wood.
This is where I die!
That's what you get for making a Kesha joke.
Yeah, you feel like P. Diddy now?
Maybe.
I've never been P. Diddy, so maybe.
This is it.
This is how he wakes up every morning, is existing in this nightmare. So, the two of you are in your individual rooms.
Oh. The door is wood, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The wall beside it. What's that?
It's it's like stucco, like, you know,
Okay.
it's like wallpaper wood.
All right.
You can touch the wood though.
Yes.
I scream. I'm just letting everybody know that right now. I'm having a meltdown. I'm
There's
a little confused.
To the other three of you, you definitely hear this coming from Sitlali's room.
I kick the door open.
Kind of like...
It's like, oh, it's a pull door. Wait,
You open the door to see someone who looks very similar to Sitlali, but not Sitlali.
Are you one of Sitlali's friends?
I wish. No, it's me. Why do you not look different? Why do I look different?
Why should I look different? Wait.
Well, I just assumed if it happened to me, it happened to everyone else.
Well,
Liam, this is all...
Can I hear?
Yeah, for sure.
We talked to the stone in the basement. Me and you.
Do you look different?
Maybe. What's the mirror show?
You look exactly the same.
I don't. I have a slight other different problem. Could someone open my door, please?
With pleasure. I kick the door open.
You forget
It
that
wasn't-
it's a
right,
push.
that's-
I
I could
have
have
to
done-
pull again.
Yeah.
I pull the door open.
I could have kicked it open.
Could you have?
Probably. Maybe. I can't touch metal? Maybe stone as well, unsure. Which is kind of like the only thing I do. Kind of like my whole thing.
It's
So,
those are, that both sounds like transmutation.
got transmuted into a metal ghost. I'm a ghost for metal things.
Okay, well maybe that means it'll wear off after a while, or if it's like a transmutation spell, or maybe there's a way to dispel it. Hang on.
I come out of my room now at this point.
Did someone say dispel magic?
I don't have it prepared.
I think lay on hands lets me end a
Oh my
spell
god,
effect.
I look like me, but with brown eyes.
Nope.
Curses. Or diseases.
Diseases are poisons.
So
We just woke up. I can change my spells, yeah, from the long rest.
That's fair. So can I.
All right, I might be able to do that then. Why is there an exclamation point? Oh God! I have one too many spells prepared.
Because your intelligence went down.
Hits keep coming, man.
I cast dispel magic on Set Lolly.
Okay. Well, you are in this. So it takes about an hour to prepare spells, by the way. So there is a. It's part of the. It's supposed to be like the morning ritual. It's like it's part of your morning. So, staying in this state, it feels like to you, Setlali, to you, Liam. During this time, it feels.
I already had it prepared. I'm an idiot.
Pardon me. Permanent. In some way, it doesn't feel like, in your experience, Liam. It doesn't feel like it doesn't have the feeling of like a phase or something like that, right? Like an effect. Philip.
Yeah.
After this preparation, you're casting Dispel Magic.
Casting Dispel Magic.
Okay. Just baseline?
I think I can only cast at baseline.
Yeah, you only have third level spells, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Well, no, that's why I'm asking, because like the higher it goes.
Yeah, if the spell, so I only need to roll if the spell effect that I'm trying to dispel is 4th level or higher.
Go ahead.
Hey,
and
did
roll.
my eyeball fall out of my head?
No.
Okay.
17? Wait, do I use modifier or spell attack?
We'll read Dispel Magic real quick. It says the DC equals
Ability check. Okay, so it's just my modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, so 13.
10 plus the spell's level.
Yeah.
Wow, so that can't work.
So Lolly doesn't look any different.
So, Lolly, you have a nose.
They're gonna try it again. This time
I always had a nose.
No, but I mean, like, it's...
Alright. I'm gonna try it again. This time on Liam.
And with a 13, again,
Gonna
Liam, you attempt to It just phases right through.
I am rolling so bad.
I'll try it as well.
Try it on yourself first. I don't mind looking like this. It's just gonna take a lot to get used to. I've had the green skin my whole life, so
Well,
you can imagine the surprise.
We can try it. If we run out of tries today, we can try it again later. I think his is gonna affect him more if he can't grab things.
My first idea is cutting off my hands and replacing them with wooden ones.
No.
Probably not a great idea, huh? I'm not in a great headspace for this one. I'm not gonna lie, you guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Range is 120 feet. Can I cast it on myself?
Yeah. I wouldn't. Go ahead and it.
Are you fucking kidding me? Cool.
Wow.
8. Yeah.
Wow.
That's an 8.
Unfortunately, you do not feel it shift.
I try it one more time on Liam, my last 3rd level spell slot for the day.
I'm hi. I also do magic. Would you all like to keep trying? It's fine, but I can do higher level magic. But you guys go ahead.
I just thought yours might be more important to have later.
I have no plans. I have 3 weeks to wait. By the way, I enrolled in college, so I'm gonna go ahead and. No, you can go ahead. Let me try.
You're the first one in family to get a higher education.
I'm aware.
This is a big deal.
Poorly.
But okay.
I never went.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic at 6th level.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just automatically done if it's 6th level magic? Is it 6th level magic or higher?
Who are you pointing it at?
Liam.
Focus it on the effect that he's been talking about. And Liam, as you reach for the metal, it latches on.
Oh, thank you.
So it's at highest a 6th level spell.
I mean, Setlala, do you want me to do it to you too? Like, are you really feeling sad?
Yes, but let me try this out for a day. See how I feel. I just don't want you to waste your spells for the day on me. It's gonna take some getting used to. I think the nose thing is really throwing me off.
Does it affect anything else?
Yeah, are you still immune to poisons? There's not a great way to test that, huh?
Oh yeah. Like, do you just look human or?
Also, it's a double cancel because monks are already immune. So
yeah.
Oh, okay. So how's your night vision?
So as long as it can change you into a human and like a
bard. I feel like a little less powerful, but like other than that.
Yeah, that sounds like human. I always feel a little less powerful.
Okay, but here's my question. Even though I look human, I don't take on any of the... This is out of character, obviously. I don't have to change my race in...
I won't force you to change it to human yet.
Oh, well. Damn. Should have... That definitely changes how I want this to go. But, I'm a little undecisive.
What if the devil doesn't recognize you now?
It's still attached to my soul, so it's probably...
It just like shows
up. By the way,
up.
I had a really weird dream about it last night. Anywho, since we're all divulging secrets.
Mine was
who's divulging secret? Who's divulging secrets?
Well, I mean, not... You know what I mean.
Wait. Are we sharing secrets?
It's not... No. Sorry, I used the wrong word. You know what? Yes, change me back, please.
I'll try. I'll dispel magic at 5th level.
And you see her form start to morph back to her usual self.
So I really didn't have to roll that much higher.
Thank you, Nameless, so much.
It's okay. It's kind of what I do.
Well, no, I'm feeling.
And thank you, Philip, for trying.
Yeah, it's the thought that counts.
She flips her like her very short hair.
Ooh, I hated that.
Well, at least now we know that the stone effects aren't necessarily permanent. That's a good thing. We might have to do this fairly often, though, depending on how much longer it's going to be messing with you. But at least we can change it back.
I'm sorry, are you gonna be messed with every day now?
It's a good question.
If the stone did it, though, maybe it only lasts for a couple days. Maybe it's a permanent thing. Who knows?
Do you think that's why Dracarius is gone?
I have no idea. I'd love to talk to him and find out, but there's still a lot we don't know.
Well, congratulations about college. My mom went to that college. If you're nervous and you wanna ask her any questions, I'm sure she'd be happy to talk about it.
You should get a cake.
Yes.
I don't want a cake, really. And I don't want to talk to your mom, but thank you.
Fair enough.
Whoa! Nameless is just like killing all the fun, all the good vibes. Just like, fuck cakes, fuck moms.
Well...
Do you think she has a really good experience with either of those things?
Well, I'll at least get a cake for myself. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Did their house catch on fire when they were making a cake? Is that what happened?
I don't know. Possibly.
She never said. She never told you that it was her birthday.
It wasn't Arwen. It was an oven.
Yeah, it was.
Her mom just ruined a cake, and that's what.
Well, when you teach a badger to use an oven, you kind of run the risk.
Oh. Well, I might.
But can we go back to the bigger question? What was your dream?
Oh, just me sitting on a mountain with Dolara, and then, her telling me I'm selfish and she doesn't understand how she could love someone like me, and then I fall into the pit back at my home where they would kill people, and then Snake showed up. My mom was there. That wasn't fun because she looked really proud of me, and normally people would be really happy about that, but not me, because Mom kind of sucked. And then I woke up. Then I woke up.
Huh.
And you think it was why did you have that dream?
My guess is that the devil is trying to pull out my weaknesses to the forefront of my mind and maybe trying to get me to harm myself or maybe find where I am.
Alright, so the house isn't giving us so much protection as I'd hoped.
Devil?
I'm with Philip there.
Yeah.
Here.
Panther sits next to her and says, "Yes."
That shady Panther.
So I'll put my hand on his head to show solid that we're doing this together. So one of the cards that Panther and I happened to pull basically linked us to a devil in our souls. It's not in our souls, but it linked us. And either it kills us first or we kill it.
Okay, so we kill them. Is it the same... Wait, you both drew this card. Is it the same one, or do you have two separate devils?
Well, my feeling it would be the same.
Well, good. That means we only have to fight one.
Killing two devils is a great way to build a reputation.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm not... You were joking, weren't you? That was a joke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It took me... I'm learning.
The thing is, and please just let me finish my statement before anybody gets mad. I don't want to ask for your help. Panther does. Panther is right that probably the two of us cannot fight this by ourselves. However, I don't want to put you guys in danger. And I'm wondering if we have to be the ones to do it in order for it to be successful.
Liam first, because he had his hand up, but then I've got something to say.
It might be a very similar thing. You literally have already been to a hell to help out Philip. So honestly, not allowing him to help you out to repay that would be, could be seen as selfish. I could make similar arguments for all the ways that all of us have helped you. And yeah, what would you say if any of us said this to you?
Also, in regards to whether or not it has to be you two, if there was some rule in place that it had to be that you couldn't have help, I don't think it would have given you the same devil. Also, I think it might want you to think that way, but I'm sure that it would like to fight the two of you without the rest of us. But I guarantee if it got you there by itself, a devil is not going to avoid bringing in help if it can. A devil is not going to have some form of honor or respect that will make it do it on its own. It will use lackeys. They will use underhanded means. And it sounds to me like it's already trying to do that. It's trying to separate you from Dolorah. That would be my interpretation. It's trying to weaken your connection with your god because it knows that the fact that you have your god's power is going to give it problems. It's already trying to separate you from the things that make you strong.
Panther looks to you, Sadali, he says, I just want to win. I want us to win.
I'm honestly thinking we should avoid splitting up as much as possible until this is dealt with. If any of you are alone at any moment, it could pop out of nowhere with a small army, and there'd be nothing we could do about it at that point. I think we're safe inside this house.
It's on this plane.
It's on this plane already?
Yes. I feel it.
I was going to try to see today, before all of this happened, if there was any way I could figure out where it was, specifically. To avoid until at least you get an arm.
Here's the problem with it being on this plane. If you kill a devil here, it's not going to die. It just goes back to the hells.
It gets weaker.
It gets weaker. But if this thing isn't over until that devil is actually dead, we have to do it there.
It gives us a breath.
It does.
Do you think we...
I'm not saying we shouldn't fight it here. If it shows up, we need to make sure. If it's already here, it's going to fight us here. I'm just saying, right after we beat it here is going to be the easiest time to track it down in the hells and finish it off. Either that, or we've just bought ourselves time until they come back.
Time is good.
Time is good, but it's not enough.
He looks to you, Sitlali, and he says, I trust you to find it. If you can.
Did anything in your interactions with it lead you to believe it knows about the rest of us, who we are, our relationship to you?
Felt like a thing of a nightmare. Not. Doesn't seem concerned with the rest of you. I wouldn't count that as an advantage necessarily, but I'd say it is at least uninterested in treating you the same.
Well, if we can divine its location, that's something. If we can get the drop on it, that's something. I kind of don't want it to be able to choose when and where the fight happens. If we get to decide that, it could give us an advantage.
I think that's why you're the best choice we got. He looks to you, Sitlali. We figure out where it is, we take the fight to it. We won't be expecting it.
I'll do my best. Hopefully I can find it. And if not, maybe there's a way Dolorar can find it for me.
Yes.
Just touching back on that whole you not wanting our help and us trying to convince you otherwise, there's not a chance you end up running off alone with this information, is there? Good.
Well.
And then I'm going to look at Nameless, and then I'm going to say, I promise.
In that case, I need to get myself back in fighting shape as quickly as possible. Liam, I'm gonna keep trying to get an audience with the Aquilum, try to get those materials we need. I need you to come with me if I get an audience.
Sure.
I think it's safe in the house. I don't think they'll be able to force their way in here. This is at least a more defensible location than out in Sestead, say, but I would inform Yvonne. Maybe she knows of some extra wards she may be able to put up to stop infernal beings from getting in. I might actually have a couple things. I'll have to think about it. We're going to keep you two safe. I think this takes priority above most other things.
Well, as soon as we can take care of this, the sooner we can get to the rest of our business.
Oh, before I go, I had another thought. I think I've been thinking about the tower. I've been thinking about what it was meant to be, because it was the most confusing thing to me. We went in there, and Kolenth has been trapped in there forever. And I was trying to figure out why they would put Kolenth in this tower instead of just getting rid of them. Why were there ways through every room? And I realized that every room was asking us to sacrifice something. I don't think the tower was there to stop Kalenth from ever getting out. I think the tower was there to make sure that if somebody did, it was because they had a vision and they were willing to sacrifice for it. The mural of the Ascension is, I think, the strongest indicator of that. Everybody talks about the gods as these superior beings. They're not. I don't mean that as an insult. I mean they were here, like us. Them winding up as the three sisters, it was a sacrifice more than anything. They gave up a lot for their vision of the world. Kalenth is somebody who has a vision of the world, and they're willing to sacrifice to achieve it. Right now, we have goals that align. Do you all remember, I'm assuming this happened with everybody else, in the room with the mural, where we were jumping across the tiles, that beam of light? I've been thinking about it more. I'm pretty sure that was the divination mirrorstone. It, at least for me, I can't assume what it said to everybody else, but I'm assuming it did a similar thing. It was trying to see how honest I was. It was asking me what I wanted. It came from the sky. It dropped down, and it was a beam of light. Divination is the study of magic that lets you see things as they really are. Divination is the magic of seeking truth or knowledge, those things. I recently learned that divination is also somewhere above us, in the stars. Which makes sense. Divination magic tends to come from the stars. I guess the point is, I want you all to think about what kind of future you want. And ask yourself what kind of world you're wanting to leave behind. You don't need to know exactly right now. I don't think I knew until fairly recently. But I think it's important that we all know what that is. And I want you to understand that I intend to see these things through. The reason I lost my arm, when we were pulling cards, I pulled something that I pulled a card that was trying to change who I was fundamentally. I felt the change. I felt the shift. I started thinking these things I'd never thought before. I still wanted the same things, but my ideas of how to get there, it felt like there was a war happening inside of me, and we were running out of time. I think the only reason I was able to hold on was the Abjuration Lodestone under Sisted. It's sort of been with me. I think it helped preserve who I was for just a little bit, and we got to the Necromancy Stone next, and there wasn't any time. I would have asked you if I'd had time, but we were running out of time, and I gave up a part of my body in order to keep my soul. I had to stay who I was. I have to see these things through. Liam, I want to see you running your shop. I want to see the kobolds grow up. I want to see Nameless without this horrible person hanging over her head. I'm going to see these things happen. I'm sorry if I make decisions that seem brash. But I need you to see it through. So, no running off, no getting yourself killed, no putting yourself in danger. We've gotten ourselves into a couple situations that are not great. But if we don't deal with them, somebody else is going to have to. I think we can do it. But just think about it. Think about what you want. Think about how we get there. When we get into some of these situations, once we're in the middle of it, we're not going to have time to doubt ourselves. We'll need to act. So let's figure that out now while we have time. So I'm going to see about getting a devil killing arm. And I think that'll be most of my day.
I'm going to pat Philip on the shoulder, and then I'm going to head to the Expanse.
Okay. Liam, Nameless, as you head to Ulinkar.
I think I'm just gonna go sit out in the courtyard.
Okay.
I'll probably just wait with Philip.
Okay.
I got nothing else to do.
I figure it might be a thing where like I get a meeting time and then have to come back later. So I'd probably be able to come back.
But regardless, like...
Yeah.
Just in case it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thought was that it's like, yeah, if you didn't have anything else you wanted to do, no problem. You go with him and sort of wait it out. Nameless, as you exit to the courtyard, you are followed by Panther. He doesn't really say anything as much as just sticks by. The wolves are playing. The little pups are nearing getting to adulthood. You can tell. Probably another 3 or 4 weeks, and they'll be mostly grown.
Don't you want to go hang out with Sut Lolly?
No.
Huh.
It was a thing that affected us both.
Alright. It seems like it's affecting all of us.
Yes. And I brought it up when it needed to.
I'm supposed to trust you.
No. You're not supposed to trust me. You're just supposed to... You're just supposed to know what I am.
I don't know what you are. That's the hilarious thing. I think I stupidly hoped maybe you'd be my dad. And then I learned you're an awful human. Panther. Cat. And now you're just gonna go buddy up with Tetlolly, so... I could have helped you. Why does she have to be the best one?
Because she has it as well. It will be a burden you do not understand. But yes, you do know me then. I am not good. But I will. I survive. And right now, you know who needs that? Your friend.
I
cannot
You don't
change,
get me.
but I am trying. I hope. I want this to be an example. I am not good. But I want to be. I don't help her because she's important to me. I help her because she's important to you. We share it. Were I to share it with you, it would have been you, or Philip, or Liam. But it wasn't. It was her. I'm glad it's her.
No, I'm mad at you, but I just got angry that you didn't tell me. I got jealous of her. I am jealous of her that you guys share something. I know it's not like great, I'm aware, but I'm still jealous. And you don't get to make me feel bad for being jealous of that because you're supposed to be my dad. Panther thing. I don't even know if you're my dad really anymore, but I guess somewhere I was still jealous. I guess somewhere I care about you and I missed you.
So do I. To you.
I don't want to get a devil, though, for us to get close.
Me either. But that is what has happened. So I will take what I can. It's all I know. It's all I have.
I'm not sorry.
Don't be.
I'll try to help. I'm just going to be mad for a little while. I don't know how to let go of things very easily.
Me
And he just lays down next to you.
I was gonna ask.
As you continue to face out in the courtyard, we cut over to the expanse. Sitlali, as you sit. Go ahead and make me a wisdom check.
My dice really did me dirty on that one. 6.
6.
I rolled a 3.
Having a hard time concentrating and connecting. It is a tiring morning already. You get the feeling that you may not be able to communicate with her today. But you can still try. You can do this feature on the material plane to try to source stuff. The expanse is like expressly for Dolora. So if you wanted to try this with trying to find the devil, that would be in the material plane, just for your definition.
Yeah, then I will get out.
It's sort of like a 15 minutes of frustration, just
Yeah.
attempting to put yourself into that I want this thing but I don't actually want it mind frame, and it just doesn't connect in the way you need it to. So stepping back out into the material and placing yourself on the front steps of the mansion outside in the wastes, you again attempt to center yourself. Go ahead and make the check.
Hey, dice. Help a girl out. 18.
18. Very good. It's this... As you breathe out, the feeling stretches, and you're able to connect to your ki, your energy. You feel a clasp upon you that wasn't there before, wasn't there a few days ago. And it has almost a tendril to it. You follow it. You continue. Snakes southward. South. Past the Harrow Green. Over the rivers. The wild expanses of farmland. Rolling hills. A mountain range. The smell of the ocean. Farther south. And it rests in a form. It's south. Deep south. Coastline. And it rests. Can you go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw?
Absolutely. 24.
Very nice. You
Think
feel
that's right.
as you kind of like as you follow this tendril and you've based it, there's almost a redirected flow. And as it speeds back towards your form, you're able to cut the connection. Almost as if it was some sort of static feedback. It sort of gives you a migraine, but more than that, it was not successful.
Did it feel like somewhere I was familiar with, or...
No, it's not somewhere you're familiar with for sure. It's just you know it's south of your location and another coast south. So it's pretty far by this distance.
I guess I'll go find Nameless and Panther and just tell them, since they're the only ones that are home currently.
As you get up, walk back through the door. Philip and Philip and Liam.
Also, please have Pangolin with you.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
So the four of you, if you want to bring in Flanagan. Is Flanny Boy gonna come?
I can. We don't need him here, but might as well, I guess.
You don't have to. I'm just saying. He's
Gotta
just been
get
sticking
him through
around.
the doorway and
Yeah.
then into dwarf and gnome buildings. Like forget about it.
So the Aquilum headquarters are these sort of clockwork, steam-powered machine. Like, there are these several devices, kind of like Rube Goldberg kind of esque machinery things, kind of perpetually in motion and working, and sort of as you're walking by them, Liam, you're kind of noting the craftsmanship is immaculate, but effectively they do nothing but look cool. Like, it is...
You always bring me to the best places, Philip.
There's just a sea of these, like, circular machines. Circular in function, right? Like, this piece moves to this piece, moves to this piece, moves to this piece, then returns to its origin kind of machinery. So, almost a literal definition of a perpetual motion machine, right? Like, they just constantly form. The outer foyer, there's this big sort of mosaic of a clockwork, sort of like a tower, like a clock tower frame. As you step to the sort of crooked old man in a crooked old house building that is the Aquilum's headquarters. There is no line. But there is one sort of hurriedly moving back and forth over this interesting... They've got this ladder, the rolling ladder, that kind of just like keeps pushing on the side of the wall, moving to the other side, shifting stuff around, pushing off, and then going to the other one and bringing this one and sliding it into a middle slot, and then keep going to the other side, and then pushes down, and it's this hexagon entryway that is this person's sort of playing ground with this movable ladder. And as you step in, the gnome kind of operating the ladder in this like, beautiful sort of burgundy tailcoat kind of looks to the two of you and with these like giant Coke bottle glasses just... Well, hello. He just kind of keeps pushing off and collecting things. We were not expecting visitors at this time. How may I assist you?
Well, I know it's hard to come by. I was wondering if I might have a discussion about trying to procure some mithril. We're hoping to...
Mithril! Mithril is at least a 2-month backlog.
Well, we're hoping to... I was wondering if there might be something I could do for you to potentially help out with that. We're hoping to use it for a new invention.
Hey, help us! Help us with what? You think we have just jobs laying around for you to just move up a queue that other people have waited a whole year to be a part of?
Well, I was thinking perhaps I could help out in the mines, or I could... well,
we got plenty of strong backs.
Sure. Well, I was thinking it might also be for an invention that you might be interested in. It's for a replacement limb that could potentially help with scaling cliff surfaces and the like.
As you kind of do that, you see the wheels for the first time just... He sort of holds on. Mechanical limb?
Yes, mechanical...
At this, he finally clocks eyes with the pangolin. Hmm. He steps down the ladder. Kind of like struts up to the two of you, does a little stretch. Oh. Looks you up and down. Same to you, Liam. Steps up to the pangolin and just starts touching it. Starts to kind of like peel back the scales and trying to like.
Yeah, it doesn't. Pangolin. The scales.
Oh, and it.
Like opens up.
Oh. Rotating scales. And I see.
I've got a pattern with the guild, so if you go through them, you'd be able to see the blueprints yourself.
So, you have a new invention that you own the copyright to?
Not yet. So we're actually going to be working with another artificer.
Oh, sorry. He was mentioning the pangolin. Like he was.
Oh, the
he was
pangolin.
working
Yeah.
off what you said. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the pangolin. Yeah, I own the copyright to the pieces inside here.
Well, perhaps an exclusive deal could be arranged.
That's fair. That sounds reasonable. We might be able to talk through something like that.
Well, first off, he just like kind of like walks back to the desk. He's like, "How much mithril are you even looking to buy?"
Out of character.
The specifications that were given by Thaddeus Brog.
Yeah,
Thaddeus
was saying about
what I have is 2,000 or 20,000 gold points worth.
Yeah,
I don't.
And that's kind of the point, is that it's like that amount is going to fix the casing as well as the plating. So it's going to be like the inner chassis and the inner workings of the mechanism, because that's also going to have to withstand the tightening of the cable as well as the release of the cable. Part of that cost in the $1,000 for the cable is also for an air pressure release system. So like I just rounded that in there. It's like basically you have to have like a gas to release it. So it's not a lot of material. Like to fix an arm, like 20,000 gold worth of that is probably about 30 pounds of mithril. Like, it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things.
Mithril's just very expensive.
Yeah, it's just why it has that worth. And so he says, 20,000. Sort of a one-off, isn't it?
Well,
we are working on the prototype.
Yeah, we've
right now. We're working with a foremost expert on mechanical limbs. He's working on some schematics based on ideas that I had, and I'm going to be putting together the prototype here. We've even got our test subject here to test it out for us.
Essentially the idea is we're going to make an arm that will function normally, but can also be shot out on a steel cable to allow me to pull myself up, hopefully 30 feet of surfaces. We're testing it on my body. If it can pull me up, it can probably pull up most people.
Well, you haven't met Grandad then. But, yes. And, well, 20,000 gold worth of mithril really isn't, truthfully, in the quantities that most people ahead of you would be purchasing, is not that much to wink at. You wouldn't really miss it much. However, I cannot just be making deals with people who walk through the door, now can I? Now, throwing in an exclusive deal for that design, I could see you getting your mithril by end of day. Understand that we would own the proprietary rights to it. And, of course, you would be, as the creator, would be, within your rights to continue to modify your own and whatever. But we would certainly take the design.
Yeah, out of character, I don't know enough about how this sort of thing works.
Sure. You can ask your question. You can ask your question. Like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah. As it stands, we haven't been back to any guild hubs that I've been aware of, so I don't know, like, if I've made money off this copyright or how that even works.
There is a guild hall in Sestead. Remember?
Oh.
And actually, there is one in Ulancar.
Right.
There's one in Ulancar and there's one in Sestead. Currently, boy, I don't think you've had it available for very long. I think maybe, like, game statistics wise, it's no more than a month and a half by Lorethian time, so about 8 or 9 weeks.
Sure.
Save you some time, like, out of game kind of thing. It's like, save you some time, like, no one has, not yet, like,
no one's come across it really that
yeah
often,
like
really.
I'd say, like, not to say that, well, in his downtime he probably would have tried to promote it at least. Like, that's the other side of, like, artificing, is that, like, you don't have a shop, you don't actually, and that was, like, part of the thing, right, is that it's like you can't really, you can make schematics and you can sell schematics, but you couldn't, like, make money on schematics that you weren't also building, I think is what the original way I said it. So it's like, currently it hasn't made any money because you can't actually, you would have to be the one building it.
Right. In the case of, like, exclusive rights, is that, like, at that point they're the only people who can use that schematic?
Well, so the language he's trying to say is that you would own it. Oh, so you'd be the creator and you'd be credited as the creator, but yeah, they would have, like, we're the ones who make it.
Okay.
So they would be the production hub for pangolins, basically.
Yeah. So other people, so, like, basically they have this new tech. They could build, like, cool transforming minecarts that no one else has, and be able to undercut all their competitors. Do I still make royalties on stuff they make?
negotiate for it, I guess.
All right. Well, see, the technology you're looking at right here is I'm Scottish now because
I'm so sorry.
The technology that you're looking at right here is obviously fairly new, and it's been worked wonders for me in terms of both carrying things and transportation. And I realized that's of a lot of importance here in Ulinkar and in the mountains and the mining in general. There's a lot you could do with a creature that could lift a lot of weight and also transform a motorcycle and transport goods. Not only could this easily be adapted to be on rails, but also off rails if you needed it to.
You're speaking my language, boyo.
If someone had the rights to something like this, you could get a huge leg up in producing like mining equipment. I honestly, I can't imagine that a company of people who had exclusive rights to this couldn't make huge sums of money. And I think I could definitely, seeing what you work with here and this kind of stuff you make, I think it would be in good hands. I'm just trying to think of a shot in the dark number here. And I think that I could probably, I mean, if we're getting our mithril, I could probably go as low as 5% of sales of these products for a creating price, and I think I'd be very happy with that.
I'll tell you one thing. You've yet to learn Ulinkar business. You sell yourself short. We'll agree to 7.
I appreciate that immensely.
We'll agree to 7. You're the creator. We own it. And do you own a shop?
Not yet. Working on it.
Well, when you do, if you make or sell this product, it's with us, and we collect. He shakes your hand. Yeah, he's in. He's like,
all right,
wonderful. Now, where can I set the paperwork?
Fraterfuller House?
Yeah, Fraterfuller House.
I'll pick it up there. My friend here is a member of the family, so it's where I stay when I'm in town.
Alright. Philip.
Puts the pen down. Now, you're not affiliated with the Fraterfellers, are you? Simply a friend. Your business has no place in their home. You've never made or sold anything under the banner of the Fraterfellers.
I'm racking my brain. I have not, right?
No.
I have not, no.
Good. Then we can move forward with the deal! Well, I will say, this is an auspicious day. I started it spilling all of my food on my lap, and I end it with, a little bit more money in my pocket. So, as we agreed, 20,000, and he he just kind of points to the table as he's writing.
I got it.
Conjure 20,000 gold.
It's like conjure cheese.
Yeah,
it's like conjure cheese. No, it's mine. It did.
it's the wrong cantrip. Crap. Sorry.
Oh god, 20,000 gold worth of cheese.
This is the giant wheel. The mousling is like, The mousling in the ladder wheels.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
It's a living.
You can even just dump the gems, right? So like it doesn't have to be in coin currency. I'll say they are. So you think about the Aquilum, they're smelters. They are inventors.
Yeah, that went as well as I hoped it would.
I mean, honestly, the way you tackled it was supreme. I didn't think I'm sorry if you didn't get to use some of your knowledge.
No, that's
there.
fine. I just thought he needed to be in the room, and that was it.
And he's like, well, he's like, I'll have the paperwork ready for you by the end of the day, and waiting in the Fratifeller house, for better or worse, will be your 30 pounds of mithril. Is there anything else I can do for you? Either of you?
I think we're good.
Yeah, you can
Right.
continue to have a wonderful day, I think.
Oh, Mr. Hammerfist, because you guys, let's just,
Yeah.
my name is Werik Aquilum. If you could have a moment alone just for a second, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Fratifeller.
Yeah, of course.
Your friend. You must be careful, Larry. Ulinkar business is nasty. We Aculums, we stick to the sidelines when it comes most to politics. I don't have any bad blood towards your friend. Just know, business here is dicey for him and his family. Okay? Be careful how much you bring him around.
Fair enough.
Very well.
Thank you.
Like I said, I have no problem. It's fine. Just as long as we're not seen doing trade deals. Alright, off with you.
I go. Philip.
Exit with him as you walk back to the door to the mansion.
So, was that a huge mistake that I just made?
I don't think so. No.
Alright.
They're
I don't love his reaction to mentioning your family.
I figured it wouldn't. They're very business minded. They're not malicious, but well, I fear that I may have paid off the debt to the Rubicon, but they're still. A lot of people are still afraid of them. So, the Aquilum aren't our enemies.
Alright.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can rely on them to be our allies either.
Alright.
Thank you for that, though. I'm sorry I didn't tell you exactly why, but I wanted you to respond honestly. Didn't want to put any pressure on it.
I appreciate that. And honestly, I've never made much of an effort in terms of trying to get my patent out there, and it could go to good use here. If they're a good place to do it, that's fine. Passive income won't hurt.
You make really good things, and they're some of the best distributors of those really good things. It's a match made in heaven.
Let's go have a drink while we wait for our paper and metal.
That's a good idea. I haven't had juice in a long time.
You guys head to the Frederfuller house to, well, it's...
Imagine it gets dropped off by, like, a cloaked gnome, like, hiding it.
In
Like,
hindsight, I totally could have just asked for him to be
never
sent to the
here.
Thorgal, and that probably would have been fine. But, like, yeah.
But yeah, it's a lively time in the Frederfullers currently. Bit more business than the last time you guys have visited. Seems like things are kind of turning for the better in terms of that, but you do see some of the regulars, and it's a good time. You'll basically spend the rest of the day there if you're waiting for the stuff to arrive. It was like 5 or 6 hours till like end of day. So, back at the mansion, prior to Sitlali arriving to tell you what she found, Nameless, as you're sort of sitting and looking out at the wastes, grass beneath you, a little ping in your head. Well, it is good to hear from you. Or, I should say, to speak back to you. So for those who don't want to hear...
Oh no. Do I just talk to you?
You could talk out loud, or you can just think it. It'll all operate just the same.
I mean, I'm kind of alone now, so it's okay. Did
Well,
you figure it out?
Yes, I was finally able to break through their defenses. Very well guarded, that one, in more ways than usual. But even through all of the additional defenses and just the biological defenses, I have found her. She makes her way southward. From what I could tell around her, she is around Jortinia somewhere. Southerly. And could really only tell that because the company she kept.
What do you mean?
There was a man there, and full battalion of Jotenian soldiers. Named the man Pelos Quill, if I remember correctly.
Why does that last name sound familiar?
Why does
Is
it?
there a reason? Was it not the doctor? I'll ask this question later. Thank you.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. You also helped me escape, so I really have you to thank now, don't I?
I guess, yeah. Is there any information you can give me, like, if I slip her a poison apple or something, she'll die, or...
Well, I suppose I wonder what you mean. I can give you certain details, of course.
I
What
just
do you
want
know
to have
of her?
that she's powerful and a druid and a member of the Bronze Wolves.
Yes.
And she's not a good person.
Who is?
Not her. She's evil.
By a definition. Look, I am not here to make you make peace with her. No. I understand your need for revenge. Intimately. Do not worry. I don't judge you. In fact, empathize. Is there anything else you know about her?
I don't think so. Should I?
Yes. It perhaps is maybe her most dangerous feature. She is not human, nor elf. She's a doppelganger. You will find her difficult to trace. That's why I had a hard time. They have a slippery mind. Also,
Well,
this is the first time I was able to even speak to you. Being in that mansion is a, it's not helpful for these kind of conversations now, is it? No fault of your
Sorry.
own. No fault of your own. I am merely joking.
well, we found the other lodestone, so then we were talking to the lodestone, and then it just spiraled.
Ah. I see.
I know we have a lot on our plate right now, but I know that we're working towards it. Putting the lodestone near stones.
Yes,
whatever,
yes,
rocks.
no. I completely understand and know your and your friends are very thorough. And don't worry, I would not leave it alone either. Currently doing the same.
Can I ask you a personal question? Was Dracarius human when you knew them?
Curious question. When I first met them, they presented to me in such a manner, yes.
How long?
Well, as I learned with them, I learned the truth. They were a mighty, mighty breed. Dragons. Capable of many different things. Unfortunately, I have no idea where my dear instructor is. Where he went off to. But I trust he's alive. He was much more wily and resilient than most.
Was anyone trying to hunt him?
Several people. You don't become one of the most powerful arcanists around without making enemies. You must know.
Sure.
A lesson he did very poorly at teaching me as well.
You did end up in the Tower of Blight.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm not good at these conversations. I don't really have much to add to it. But how do I call you? How do I reach you? When we're ready.
Well, when you're ready, just dream it.
That's vague, but I will try.
Well, as much as I appreciate you letting me free, I don't want you to know all my secrets now, do I?
I don't like that sentence, but I guess that makes sense.
I want you to keep your secrets too, Nameless. That is my point.
That's fair. I'm sorry you were trapped, but
Well,
just
go ahead.
I apologize if out of character I know this and I just can't remember it. But I saw things and are any of your family still alive? Insisted.
My family is alive, yes. Not in Sestead. No.
Do you get to see them?
That's what I currently make my way. To Tarot. Pay the Queen a nice visit.
I just wanted to say good luck.
Thank you. Yes, it will be quite a cross meeting, if I'm honest. Her Majesty has... well, she lost a war. Tends to make people bitter.
She's also sad.
Queen Dristal? Sad?
Maybe we're talking about different queens.
I am talking of the Queen of Bovasia, my mother.
Oh. That makes more sense than what I thought you were talking about.
No, she's a much longer game.
Your mother's a queen? Wow. Did not know that. I'm sure I did. But...
Oh, I'm adopted, so...
Do you know who your real mom is?
No. And as great as this chat has been, this ship will be docking soon, and I must make my way.
Sure. Bye.
Oh. I will. See you later, yes. it's like that. Hang up. Click, click.
I'm done.
At this point, Setlali walks out into the courtyard to see you.
So I found them.
Okay.
I don't know specifically where they are, but they are very south, and they're on a coastline.
Like how south? Like end of the continent south, or like? Do you know?
I don't. I just know it's deep south, and it's on a coastline. I'm kind of wondering if Dragonland, as I've so fondly nicknamed it.
Oh, if you just to clear, you didn't break through an ocean.
Oh, okay.
It's on the same continent as you.
Okay. I misunderstood that when you said oceans, that I assumed I had... Okay.
Totally fine. That's why I
yes.
should make the clarification now. Same continent.
Thank you. My guess is that it's the same continent, just very, very south. And I know they kept talking about
I'll go
needing
south
to go
with
south. Yeah.
I don't know why, but like it sounds like it's like I'll go to a cabin with you. Yeah, like that sounds right. Like that's the energy it had. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
mean,
I just...
I'll go south.
I
I said I
think...
wouldn't go south.
Everybody keeps saying deep south. They just keep saying like.
I
Down in Corona.
So I think we have some traveling to do. Again.
I don't like it. The traveling aspect, but yes, we do.
So I guess we just wait till Liam and Philip get home. Maybe we could go talk to Yvonne while they're doing that, since we know what to ask for.
Okay. I don't really know what to ask for.
I mean, me neither, but we did so great figuring out those cool glasses to find the Mirrorstone in the house, so I mean, if we could do that...
I wanted to do this earlier. Can I put the glasses on and see if there's any remnants of any glow on Setlali?
Oh.
Oh.
This is turning into like the black light, but for really.
I'm just
You don't
curious.
see any residual. No.
Okay.
Just don't take
Take
those.
them
Just
off.
don't take those into a hotel room, and you'll be fine.
Like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Yikes.
Or like jacks off Pollock.
Ayo.
We can try, or we can also wait for them, but I feel like this is your thing. So if you want to go, well, and Panthers, sorry. I'm trying to respect you.
Well, if you respect me, then you're not helping, so clearly that doesn't work, since I asked for no help. So, disrespect me and come with me.
Oh,
I think that's how that works.
Yeah. In some circles. I feel like there's a very specific circle where that works.
Plot twist. That's Lolly's kink. That's her way of telling everyone.
Wow.
Um,
Sally walked by and just destroyed our camera.
Yeah.
Pulled all focus. There you go.
Like,
That's why I don't act with animals, you know?
that's why.
They'll always pull focus.
Yeah, you would hate if there was a dog there.
I do respect you. So, but, I think it's dumb of you to go alone.
Oh, well, I'm not. I gave my word this morning.
Okay. So, can I still come with if I respect you?
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Okay.
meant to be a joke. Sorry. I'm not very good at them.
Oh. Let's go.
I'm still learning the joke thing. You're much better at it than I am.
As the day goes on, and
It's like how
the two of them awkwardly try to figure out what jokes are.
It's like, how long?
Can we do an in-universe podcast of the two of you in character discussing what jokes are, like, and like ranking jokes based on how well you understand them?
Oh, boy.
It would be great.
So sorry. Okay. Doesn't take very long, or I guess it takes about 5-6 hours, like I said. Both of well, actually, Liam, roll me a Constitution saving throw, just one. And yeah, because you're with him, you could roll it with his +4.
Yes. That's 23.
Oh yeah. Able to hold it. It doesn't. You pound him back, I guess, but over a 6-hour period,
drinking.
you get food. You're good. You're fine. So the four of you gather again for dinner as Ark sort of like makes like a sort of like a lasagna, like an eggplant lasagna.
I just had this on.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Could you
Yeah.
describe that for us for 45 minutes in excruciating detail?
Yeah, come on,
I'm so
Tolkien.
hungry, it would be good.
I feel like I just got shamed for doing something really
No,
nice
no,
one
that was
time.
me just that was me just wanting to hear it because I'm hungry.
I want to go back and listen to that bit again. Oh, all right.
So good. I was so hungry.
Corned beef hash. Yeah, that was good.
How did your arm looking thing go?
Well, they come back with like a...
Just a bunch of blue bricks.
It's like 30 pounds, yeah, of this...
Pangolin's carrying it for us.
I assume it went well then.
It
Yeah,
went better than I expected. Outside
Did
of
you-
finding out that people still, look at us as a pariah, but outside of that,
Us, the Mountain Dews, or...
oh no,
Our
You.
cool band name.
the Fratifolders.
Oh, I am sorry.
It's fine. It'll change. Just give it time.
Potential good news, Ark. Got some a source of income. It seems like sold
So my money will
an
be
exclusive
on the way.
rights deal. Yeah, here's hoping. I'm not sure exactly how quickly my product's going to go into production and sale, but great bit of income that we can start shoveling towards our debt to you.
What did you sell?
So back when we were in Taro, I actually made a patent for a lot of the tech that I put into Pangolin. And it turns out the family we went to today manufactures and sells artificer created machines and the like. So in order to kind of expedite our getting the mithril, I sold them exclusive manufacturing rights to some of those technologies.
So you sold pangolin?
No, I sold the rights to know how to make pangolin. So they're gonna build like pangolin-like things, probably for like mining and such. And I'll get some of the profit on that. But they're the only people who can build with those technologies.
Except for Liam.
Like,
Liam
yeah,
can still
exclusive
make
rights.
pangolin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I am curious where you're going next, because Setlali and I would like to go south.
Oh. Like South Jortenia?
Sure. Just south.
That's
We don't know exactly where.
actually pretty convenient. Once I've got the arm, my next stop was to go south. What's south for you?
The devil?
Wow. That's pretty convenient, actually. One of the things I need outside of a new arm was a new weapon, and there's a material that I can get to make this weapon, but it's in a mine that is in the south of Jortenia, so we can get the devil, and then the mine is going to go through the Underdark, though. So that might be a scary thing. I also need to figure out how to get clearance to go in that mine, which might take time. Either way, it's going to take a couple days for us to get the schematics for the arm still. So, we have the material, we just can't actually build it for a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to Sestead, so we can start moving the house.
That's true.
I also had a chat with Clance. Maybe I've forgotten, but what do you all know about Clance?
Well, we know Kalenth was a pretty powerful caster. Studied with Dracarius and Terragard.
Who was a dragon?
Yeah, who was a dragon, apparently,
I forgot.
which is pretty exciting.
Oh. I didn't know that till just now.
You never had any confirmation that he was a dragon.
Oh. Didn't this...
No, we just weren't sure. We thought maybe he shifted into a dragon.
Now it's confirmed that he is a dragon. Okay, so that theory is correct. So they were a dragon when Kalenth was with them.
Well, they presented themselves as human, but are a dragon.
It's a dragon that has the ability to take other forms? Wow.
No wonder they decided to use the transmutation stone.
Yeah,
when they built the house.
That makes a lot of sense. They are responsible for the stone being under Sestead. Or maybe not responsible for the stone being under Sestead, but they used the stone to create Sestead's defenses. And they saved it from the Illithid attack. They had a falling out with the Queen, and that is why they were put in the tower.
Now, see, when you say queen, you mean the Raven Queen, right?
No.
See, I thought it was.
No. The Queen... which Queen was never confirmed, but what they said in the tower was they opposed a Queen. I think they may have made an attempt on her life. But...
I, until recently, always assumed it was the Raven Queen. But
I did as well.
I learned that that's their mom, adopted mom.
The Raven Queen?
The queen. No. The queen the Queen of Bovasia.
I did say, yeah.
I forgot the name you actually said.
Dristal.
But Queen of Bovasia. Dristal
that
was
makes a lot of sense.
His their adopted mom.
That actually...
And they're heading back there to say, hey, Mom.
Oh. Okay, first off, their mom is still alive. Is she still queen?
It could have been a metaphorical going to the grave kind of thing. I don't know. I didn't really ask a lot of questions.
Liam.
It's also technically their adopted mom.
Real quick. Liam, roll me a history check.
Thank you.
That's a good point.
These are in alphabetical order. This shouldn't be this hard. 14.
You seem to recall your time in Tarot. A Queen Dristal being the incumbent queen.
Yeah, no, that name does sound familiar in regards to being queen.
I always assumed that Kalenth was from Grania. Being from Bovasia makes sense. Bovasia's the country that is the most closely affiliated with the Raven Queen. So...
And Ark speaks up. He says, and traditionally, old Bovasia became Grania. As he continues to cook.
How long ago was that?
Nearly a decade, nearly a century and a half. Continues to cook. Grania is a relatively young country.
The attack on Sested by the Illithid. When was that? Did we ever get like a specific
Yeah,
year for that?
yeah.
How long?
About 160 years ago.
Was the war that split Bovasia and Grania happening at the same time as the Illithid attack?
By the records of Bovasia, after.
Which was after? The Illithid?
The Illithid incited the events that created Grania.
Huh. So back then, it was all Bovasia. It was all under this queen's rule. The Illithid attacked. Colinth created Sested as we know it. The Civil War went from there. I think that Civil War is what put Colinth in the tower. I think he opposed her during the war.
Alright, so now we have two queens.
Both alike in dignity.
So we have the Queen of Bovasia, who Colinth opposed, and seemingly opposed and was thrown in the tower. The Raven Queen also did not want Colinth to have the box back. I'm not wrong about that, right? The Raven Queen also had this
Not
bias. Yeah.
She needed the boon to be severed, though. She wasn't able to get it back herself.
Yes.
Yep. I mean, I can say this because we're in the house, and I know Clint can't really hear us. But isn't it a little odd that two queens didn't like him? Them.
And one was his ma.
I think the
Adopted.
Am I the only person on this planet who has a good relationship with his ma?
I'm not sure. I'd have to
I
meet
had
her
a
first.
good relationship with mine. She just died.
Yeah, way to rub it in, Liam.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, I wasn't really thinking about that one, huh?
I also might have a great relationship with mine. I would just need to meet her first. So, you know, words have meaning, Liam.
Oh, good times.
This is. Well, I think the opposition to both of these queens may stem from the same thing. It's not. It is possible for someone to live for so long, but for somebody to be queen for this long is curious. I know there's no term limits on royalty, but what was that?
Is she a Warforged?
Warforged were after, weren't they?
I thought they were created for this war.
They did. They were created around that time, but they only gained sentience in the past like 30, 40 years. They haven't been sentient that long.
Ark, have you ever seen this queen?
Through parades and other possible public events, yes.
Does it make sense that she's still alive after this long?
Being of the Fey descent, yes.
So she's Fey.
Biologically.
Do you all not live that long? Just
Way to
kidding.
rub it in.
Got him on the rebound.
I mean,
There it is.
Hey!
you deserve that. I'm just hurt on 2 counts.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's peculiar.
You know, it's also peculiar. That's all.
I don't suppose Colenth... I'm assuming Colenth didn't say they were going to kill the queen.
I didn't ask. It's not my business.
That's fair.
Unless it causes another war, which seems to become my business.
If it gets framed on Grania, it might.
Blame me?
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm saying if the queen's death gets framed on Grania, it might cause another war.
So there's 2 wars? A world war. So... when are you good to go south? Just wondering.
As soon as the arm is made.
We can start heading that way, right?
We can start moving. Yeah, we can start moving the house there. It's still gonna be probably at least a week before we have the schematics for the arm.
Yeah. Start heading south. Wait for the schematic to arrive. Make an arm. Kill a devil. Plan.
Yeah, that sounds
plan.
Yeah, it sounds like the thing that we should do. In the meantime...
Anything else we can do to kind of help us prep for the devil fight? I mean, Setlali has a god sword, so, like, that sounds useful.
That'll probably be good. Setlali and I are... The gifts that our gods give us are going to be helpful.
Conceptually, I'm imagining this conversation pushing yourselves downstairs to the basement to try to, like... As you guys are... All the 4 of you are still together, talking and planning and plotting. Plotting in a course to the southern coast. It's about, from your position, to get in a vicinity area, because Setlali, you would have been able to say, like, yeah, this is more the direction. It was sort of like southeast Jortenia coastline. So you're like, it's more in this general, like, that general vicinity is about 900 miles.
Okay, it'll take a while.
So it's going to take you the better part of about... It's something close to 8 days just to even travel that by house.
I bet this sounds about
8
right.
or 9 days.
Man, we're not going to Tomaril, right?
That's southwest.
Oh, southeast. Okay, good. I've been getting east and west mixed up a lot, which Chris can attest to, having sailed with me lately.
Yeah.
Chels, just one thing. Can you give me a nature check?
23.
Mm-hmm.
No!
What is happening? Oh, he's sending her private messages.
And just give me a memory check. So we'll just kind of call this intelligence, just to see.
Yikes. Okay. 9.
9. Okay. Nope. Not high enough.
Would that make sense with what I was just told, though?
What do you mean?
From the private conversation before, would that make sense? Like, okay. Poopers! Not excited. So... I didn't want to say anything. But we're going in that direction, and I think we should do the god thing first. But something that Panther said to me annoyingly has stuck with me for the last couple of hours. I lied to you all for a little while. I only wanted to get Kalenth out so that Kalenth could help me find where Arwen was. That's the only reason why I didn't really care about Gornal, or even that you all wanted to do it. But, well, where we're going is kind of close to my hometown, where I'm from. And, Cleth couldn't exactly say where, but in that general direction, Arwen is there. And, she's chilling out with Palos Quill and a big army of people, battalion. So it'd be really cool if it like was your devil there too, but I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I still think we should get rid of your devil first. But I just wanted you to know, because I probably will. I have a tendency to let my anger get the best of me.
So, in the same direction, we've got this devil, Arwen, and it seems like she's taking part in the war.
Well, she's a doppelganger too. So it's not going to be as easy as I was hoping.
If we play it right, we might be able to use that to our advantage. If she's a doppelganger, I'm assuming that means they're using the fact that she's a doppelganger to manipulate these countries. They've probably been pushing for this war. If we can reveal that she's been tricking them, if we can reveal that she's a doppelganger, we might be able to turn the army against her. Either way, fighting her along with an army at the same time is going to be difficult. But you want to take this chance, don't you?
I just want her dead. Them dead. I don't even know what they actually look like.
Right. We do devil thing first priority. We can try and find out if we can pinpoint where Arwen is. Do we? I know we want to strike while the iron's hot. Did we want to put it off until you started school? Or should we get more information and make that decision?
I don't know now, because school's in 3 weeks. This sounds so like
Let's go on a trip.
Well, the other thing is, down here we also have to try and get infernal steel for Philip. And having that weapon will help all of our other endeavors as well. I don't think the devil can wait for that, because it's a devil. But, so if you wanted more time, and we can decide that once we have more information, but it's something to think on.
Huh.
Well, that's a little why I'm telling you now, because I feel like the closer we get to my home, the more likely I am to not be the best decision maker.
I understand.
And I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner.
You told us before something happens. Or you told us before something happened. So. Nothing's hurt.
And in regards to the Kalent thing, that may have been the reason that you wanted to release Kalent, but generally in our conversations it wasn't something you were actively pushing for under false pretenses. So I don't feel particularly betrayed. But I appreciate you letting me know, and I'm sure everyone else does as well.
Alright, well, we have to get a cake after all this.
Are we gonna say names?
Do you need anything before we go, said Lolly? Or are you ready to just kind of go?
I'm ready to go.
Okay. We can get a cake now.
We can get the cake now?
As
Alright.
as Ark begins whisking up a batter for cake, you've set your course to the south reaches of Jortenia, coastline of green. That's where we'll call it for the evening. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here for this episode. This is a big one. This was a lot of stuff. You got through a lot of things, and I'm excited to have a little bit of an extra talk after this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get out of here, but thank you so much for watching us. Every Wednesday we're here, and we'll see you next time.